Probe the Act on Deep Stuff Radio. Hello. I'm Emmy Hickins, your host. Welcome to Probe the Act, a show where we get to dig into the lives of the people behind the music you hear here on Deep Stuff Radio, where the artist tells us a bit more about who they really are. Ooh, that sounds scary. That's my evil laugh, by the way, in case you're guessing. Thank you and welcome to the show. Simon M. Harris, for the record, yeah. Simon M. Harris. I'm going to repeat that so our viewers, our listeners at home know exactly what to search for when they actually looking up your music. Yeah. I mean, you got a really great singing voice, I must say, you know. I mean, our listeners at home are going to have the chance to, listen to your songs again, during the course of this interview. So, permit me if I ask this question again. How did you get into music? You said about your dad being a great influence on your singing. Is that correct?
Yeah. I guess just the only answer I could have to that question would be like we had music in the house all the time because of my dad. He wrote and produced and is a great guitarist. So I guess I just picked up on that.
Wow, that's great. Yeah. So do you play any musical instruments?
Yeah, I play the guitar and I play the piano and keyboards. That's like main things because it's easy to have in the house.
Yeah.
Occasionally I play drums as well because I have done some recordings, but it's a hassle to record real drums every time.
Yeah.
I
suppose most people just use the computer these days, don't they?
Yeah, it's much easier. But like electric bass, I record always too. So that's I guess those instruments are my main ones.
Wow, brilliant. So, can you tell our listeners at home about your act? What kind of music do you play?
My act, well, it's a weird way of putting it for me because for me my act is just me,
Yeah.
And it's kind of always been me, and I've really early on when I started playing instruments, I wanted to write music directly and lyrics and just put my feelings into music. So that has always been like my act, and I've been on my own in that sense. But I also like to collaborate with different people and maybe someone else who writes the lyrics at one point or does some extra singing or stuff like that. But yeah, that's my act. It's me and my instruments and my computer. And when I'm live, it's only me and maybe like a loop station or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. Have you ever been in a band?
I have. I've been a part of a few constellations. Like first off, maybe just me and my best friend were doing some electronical music.
Yeah.
We call ourselves Monisan. We call ourselves, and we are inspired by French electro. And me and my brother and a couple of more friends had a band for a few years. We did some gigs here in my hometown, Gothenburg, Sweden.
Yeah.
But that was, just for like fun, not for the money or anything like that.
So, like you said, your brother was in a band with you. Is that correct?
Yeah. We had a band and we wrote the music and played together.
Yeah.
And a couple of more friends on the drums, and
Yeah. Wow, that's good. So, what did you do in the band then? What was your role in this band?
I have always been writing music for all the projects, it comes maybe not easily, but it's like my main thing that I do. So I kind of took that role to write, and we both were like sharing lead singing in that band.
Yeah.
So we switched between guitar and bass on whichever song it suited, and so I wrote like half the songs, maybe did half of the singing, something like that.
Right. So besides being a singer, you are also a songwriter, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. So do you write all your own songs? You write all your own materials?
Yeah, I do. Apart from when I collaborate, as I said, like I've done on a couple of songs and maybe like one album through the years.
Right, that's beautiful. Yeah. So we're going to take a short break now, and we're going to be back with Simon M. Harris, singer-songwriter from Sweden, half British with American accent. So we're going to take a short break now, and we'll be back shortly on Probe the Act on Deep Stuff Radio with Emmy Hickens. Don't go away.